This is the May 14th City of Tumwater Civil Service Commission meeting, and it will be called to order. Let's go through a roll call. This is Pat Schneider, Commissioner.
Wendy Mowdy, Commissioner.
Michelle Sutherland, Chief Examiner.
Carlos Kivas, Acting Police Chief.
And Brian Hurley, Fire Chief.
Sean Kerman's Deputy Fire Chief.
Are there any changes to the agenda?
We do have two changes to the agenda.
Okay.
The police executive assistant interviews were held yesterday, so that was not in time to be placed in the packet. So we'd like to add the police executive assistant eligibility list. And the other change I have is on, find the page number here, on page 8 of the packet, the battalion chief eligibility list. You'll notice on the bottom, we have 4 names under removed from the list. Those should actually be under the added to the list category.
Yeah, I
Those
caught
are the
that.
only
Okay.
changes that I have.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I thought I noticed that. Very good, thank you. Okay. So the minutes of the last meeting from April 9th were distributed. Did anyone have any objections to the minutes? Did you get a chance to review them and have any issues? All right, if there are no objections to the minutes from the April 9th meeting, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I would make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I will second that motion. So the minutes from the April 9th meeting have been approved. Moving to the next item on the agenda, status of the eligibility list update.
Okay. This is our civil service eligibility list status update for May of 2026. Keeps track of all of the positions that we currently have for police and fire. The date the list was established, the date renewed, and then the date of expiration. Did anyone have any questions on the status list?
No.
No. Okay, moving on to the next item, the police officer entry-level eligibility list or list.
Yes, for May of 2026, we currently have 13 candidates that have been placed on the police officer entry-level eligibility list. We had 4 added to the list and 6 removed from the list. So the civil service, we are requesting approval from the Civil Service Commission to approve the 13 names that are currently on the eligibility list. And did anyone have any questions?
Quick question. Just out of curiosity, Chief Kilos, when you see like a big jump in those scores like that, do you get a breakdown of those candidates, like how they make it, how they get those scores? Does that come in for you?
No, it doesn't. The members on the oral boards rate the candidates, and then HR then takes the scoring sheets and scores them based off the numeric value. I just get the list with the percentage
Okay.
on it. But I generally, even though, the percentages are 70, I do my best to still try to interview as many of them as possible, because the 70% score doesn't necessarily mean that they're not a good police applicant. It just slows down the process of how fast I can get to them.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Something to also take into consideration, and it is not stated on the entry level listing, but there are percentage points for veterans if they choose to use those. So
Thank you.
Thanks for that clarification.
And the reason why you see the big disparity between the top candidate with 96 and then the next one in the 70s is because I have already interviewed all the ones that were in the 90s and 80s. And so those were the ones that were being removed from the list. So with the next oral board, you'll see that fill back in again. And you'll see the 70% level gets smaller.
Thank you,
Ah.
Chief.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
That answers a few questions. Any other questions on this list? No? Do I have a motion to approve the police officer entry level list for May 2026?
I would make the motion to approve the entry-level police officer list.
And I second that motion. Motion passes. Next item.
Okay, the next item we're seeking approval for is the battalion chief eligibility list for the fire department. We had 4 names added to the list that participated in the interviews from the exam plan and the testing. Again, this is the change noted here. These names should be under the added to the list category. We currently have 4 candidates that we're seeking approval for this list for. Did anyone have any questions?
I have none.
Can you refresh me? Are those all internal candidates?
Yes, they are. They're all currently, yes, they all are. They're all currently at the lieutenant rank, basically, testing for battalion chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Any other questions? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the battalion chief eligibility list for May 2026?
I would make a motion to approve the battalion chief eligibility list.
And I second that motion. Motion passes. Next item.
The next item we're seeking approval for is the list for certified police officer. We have not seen this list before in the commission. What a certified police officer for is someone who's graduated the academy but has less than 2 years of experience. So a lateral police officer would have more than 2 years. Entry level has not yet been to the academy. I just received that clarification from Acting Chief Keelis.
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah.
Yes, so a certified police officer has graduated already from the police academy. However, they have less than 2 years of experience being a police officer. A lateral police officer that would come over and be hired by us would have graduated the academy and have more than 2 years of experience working as a police officer.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So what type of like role would this person have then? Would they have a lesser role? I'm a little unclear.
They wouldn't have a lesser role as a certified police officer. They don't have to go to the academy, but they would go into the field training program because they have under 2 years of experience. They're still learning essentially how to be police officers, kind of like what our field training officers or our officers that complete field training. They're still in that learning phase of really now they're learning and applying the job themselves. So we consider them with less than 2 years. They're still brand new. They're still learning the profession. And anyone over 2 years is lateral. Usually, you start seeing, hey, they have a lot more experience. They bring a lot more training, real world stuff to the organization. And that's the distinction between the two. And they're tested a little different. Lateral officers have to include all of their experience, all of their training, so that we evaluate them. And generally lateral officers, they go through the field training program at a quicker rate. Because of their experience than like a certified officer would. A certified officer would probably run the full FTO period, whereas a lateral might get done 4 or 5 weeks earlier. That's the real distinction there.
And this is the first person going through this?
No, we had this in the past, and then we just never really got a lot of applicants. So we haven't had this for a really long time.
Okay.
And then when I came in, we had an applicant that didn't fit anywhere. the applicant was not entry because they had graduated the academy, but they weren't lateral because they had more than 2 years of experience. And we had never really experienced that before for a significant period of time. And I said, well, we really should have a category. So when we do get these applicants, that we're putting them in the right place. And this is the right place because the process to get on this list is different than to get on the lateral list. So what happened was this individual actually applied through the lateral process and didn't qualify, but because we still want to interview them, right? Because they graduated the academy and get to them, we needed to get this list back up and running to get him in the right place.
Understood. Thank you for the clarification. Okay, any other discussion, questions? All right, then do I have a motion that we should approve the certified police list, eligibility list for May 2026?
I'd make a motion to approve the certified police list.
And I will second that motion. Motion passes.
The next agenda item is reclassification of the police training lieutenant to police training sergeant. With the recent reorganization of the Tumwater Police Department, an opportunity has emerged to better align the organizational structure with the long-term strategic priorities. Historically, the department has operated with 3 lieutenant positions: detective, patrol, and training lieutenant. As part of the ongoing succession plan, they've identified the training and development of first-line supervisors as a critical priority, and preparing sergeants for future leadership roles requires deliberative development and exposure to a wide range of operational functions. So reclassifying the police training lieutenant to the police training sergeant position allows these opportunities and a better alignment with the organizational structure moving forward. Allows the sergeants to gain broader exposure to departmental core functions, enhancing their readiness for promotion to lieutenant and strengthening the overall organizational capacity. If you had any questions, Acting Chief Keelis is here to answer them.
Is there a salary increase associated with this move?
There is not. A lieutenant
Okay.
is a higher classification than a sergeant.
Okay, so there's no budget impact then. Okay. All right. That was the only question I had.
Are you going to reserve the right to possibly keep that lieutenant spot open for when you do have a training sergeant that, you know, maybe puts like a few more years in and then, or
No.
just getting rid of it altogether?
No, because we have a set amount of FTEs, and so we can't, by keeping that position open, it would basically keep an FTE position locked there. But really what we're doing here as we reorganize the department is we wanted the lieutenants to be at a higher level, doing more of a management role. And we really needed, what we found in the reorganization, and as people have moved up, is because there's no movement or development in the sergeant levels, when we're promoting our folks, they don't have any experience in the different areas of the department that we would require a lieutenant to do. So what we've also done as part of this is by changing the training lieutenant to a training sergeant, we now have 3 opportunities for sergeants that can leave the patrol division to go learn the different areas of the department. So they go learn how to run and manage a detective unit. They can go and run an administrative sergeant unit and learn how, you know, administrative functions work in the PD, as well as running a training division, right? And all the liability and expectations that come with that. And then they're in these positions for 4 years, and then they rotate back to patrol, and then another sergeant from patrol then gets an opportunity to go in there, so that we now have more supervisors, more sergeants in the organization experiencing the different aspects, so that when they're promoted to lieutenant, they understand, like, well, how does the administrative side of the department work, and how does the patrol division side work? And it provides that opportunity more often for all of them, versus just having one person put in that position for 15 years. They retire, we lose all that organizational knowledge, and then someone now has to pick that up and figure that out. And what we found is that's a pretty big learning curve and some of the pains we're experiencing now, which is why we sat down with the union and department leadership to figure out how can we prevent this from happening again. So I think it's important to note that the union was involved in this as well, and they are in alignment and agreement that this is a great opportunity for their membership while also meeting our organizational goals of creating future managers and leaders.
That's awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate you expanding on that. And just, it's nice to know that people are going to get more experience and be just like that much more prepared when they make that lieutenant level then. And I really like that you're rotating, not that, that matters necessarily, but I like that that position isn't just sitting stagnant. That's really awesome.
Yeah, it broadens their experience and makes them better prepared.
And what we also found, by doing that, just as a last note, is that everyone looks at things different and they bring different solutions to issues or problems or concerns. And so by bringing new people in that think and look at things different, we found that, wow, like they're seeing things that I or others couldn't see because we have just done the things the same way for so long that we are unable to be like, hey, there's might be a better or a different way of doing these things or a more efficient way of doing these things, right? Just because, it's really easy to just, we keep doing things because that's the way we've always done them.
Yeah, it offers a lot of job enrichment. It's a great idea.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank
Welcome.
you very much. Any other questions or discussion regarding the reclassification? No? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the reclassification of police training lieutenant to police training sergeant?
I would make that motion to reclass to police sergeant from police lieutenant.
I will second that motion. Motion passes. Okay, I think we're
Trying
up
to bring
to,
up another document now, the
Oh,
police
okay, we have a
executive
document.
assistant
okay.
eligibility list.
Okay.
All right. So we did have a new position approved in the budget for the police department, the police executive assistant. The examination, like I said, was yesterday. So we've developed the scoring, and we have 7 candidates on the police executive assistant eligibility list at this point. From here, these candidates can be chosen for a chief's interview and move through the process from there. So seeking approval to add these candidates and approve them to be on the police executive assistant eligibility list so that they can move forward with that recruitment.
Okay, any discussion regarding the executive assistant list? No? Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the police executive assistant list as of May 2026?
I would make a motion to approve the police executive assistant list.
I will second that motion. Motion passes.
Get the agenda back up here. So it looks like we'll move on to updates.
Well, I'll start.
You want to go first, Brian?
Yeah, ours is real quick. We have 1 paramedic firefighter who's in fire academy. That's slated to end graduation on June 20th, I believe. So we'll be excited to have that paramedic firefighter back to help us with our staffing. We've had a series of um, staff off with medical issues, family, great family things, having kids and what have you, some surgeries, and we're starting to see a few of those folks come back, but it's been a little bit challenging the last couple months, and going into the summer, our staffing is typically a bit lean anyway, so we're excited to see some of those folks come back. And that's my update.
How's everything going at the construction at the North Station on Linwood? I know the road's
Yeah,
closed.
yeah, good question. Yeah, there's the whole intersection project, Second Avenue project going on. In probably early June, we'll see our mobile structure installed there for temporary housing.
Great.
And in fact, we met with the architects again today. We're really finalizing the plans so they can start the construction drawings. The hope is to have that project actually under construction in early 2027. So we seem to be on course for that.
Great. Thank you.
From the police department, we had an officer graduate the academy yesterday on my birthday. So I guess I got a birthday gift of someone starting FTO. We had a brand new officer that we hired on May 5th. And so I have 3 officers waiting to go to the academy. 2 are slated to go this next month in June, and 1 hopefully midsummer, end of summer sometime. So we have 5 vacancies still, but we have 2 in background. So 3 without a name, and we're doing oral boards again this Monday. So we're still actively and aggressively pursuing applicants. So if you haven't seen our recruiting video for the PD, go to the city website or the police department website and watch it. It's actually helped. We actually have a certified candidate that is interested coming from Tennessee, and I've already had at least 1 more certified candidate that is telling me they're going to put in their application. So that was money well spent.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And that's pretty much it for what's happening in the PD right now.
What's going on, and how's the new body cams working?
Oh, the officers love them.
Yeah.
Everyone is thrilled. They're working great. Even I have 2 body cams now, or 2 videos on the body worn cam stuff. So I asked one of the officers, and they just said they are so happy that they have it, and just, I don't even know the right way to say it, is just a new piece of technology, and it's just made their job so much easier. As uploading evidence. And what's really cool is that our translation feature on the body worn camera, we've actually used a couple times, and it's worked extremely well. So the officers were thrilled with that.
Is it live translation? So like if somebody is English as their second language, it'll translate live, or
Yeah. So what happens is you can either tell it what language you want it to do, or it can auto detect the language. And I think it does, like, it can detect up to 51 different languages. And they basically, you press the button and you can say like, hey, what's the emergency? You let go of the button, and then it tells that to them in their native language. And then they talk back, and then it translates in English back to the officer. So it's not
That's
like,
awesome.
it still requires button pressing, but it's significantly easier than passing a phone back and forth.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
amazing.
Oh, congratulations on your success with that.
Thank you.
All right. If there's nothing else, I guess we'll move to next meeting date, which is scheduled for June 11th. Does anyone have any conflicts with that? Nope. Okay, well
Ooh,
then we'll set the
I'm-
next meeting for then.
Yeah, Pat, I'm actually gonna
Oh,
I won't be available that day. Sorry.
Okay, well, hopefully Blake can make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if not,
Yes, I will
we'll have to
confirm that so
postpone.
that we
Yeah.
have quorum.
Okay. All right. Well, let's schedule it for that, unless we hear otherwise.
Okay.
Great. Well, if there's no other items, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Bye.